What's going on, guys? Anthrax here. So today I have a new election video for you, and I'll be breaking down Super Tuesday. But before I get into that, I'd like to ask you once again to subscribe to my channel if this is your first time seeing it. And if this is your first time, please remember to subscribe. Tap the bell icon to always get notified whenever I post a new video. And yeah, just keep coming back to the video and the channel. I really appreciate it. Now on to Super Tuesday itself. I think without a doubt, Joe Biden is definitely considered the winner of Super Tuesday. He was definitely the one who had, I'd say, the biggest to gain out of Super Tuesday, the most to gain, and he's the one that ended up doing it. For me, the biggest surprise, I'll start right now, was the state of Texas. Texas was a big state. A lot of the polling data showed Bernie Sanders had a lead in Texas. Joe Biden ended up coming back and winning in Texas, and winning by about 5 points, too. Very impressive. Joe Biden won by winning most of the rural areas and performing very well in Houston and very well in Dallas and Fort Worth, which doesn't really too happen that we've seen so far. It's usually just been Bernie Sanders doing that, but that's a very big win for Joe Biden in Texas. Another state, my home state of Massachusetts, this is a big surprise for me. Joe Biden winning the state of Massachusetts, he didn't even really campaign here. Joe Biden did not run any ads. He didn't really campaign here. It was pretty much a lost cause. Bernie Sanders versus Elizabeth Warren, that would be the one, then probably the two. Joe Biden came out of nowhere and ended up winning. He won the state of Massachusetts, and I gotta tell you, it was a big surprise. Joe Biden, again, winning all the rural suburban areas, running up the vote in Boston, winning it very, very narrowly by only about 100 votes, but nevertheless, a win is a win, with 100% in, too. Springfield, heavy African-American area, Joe Biden won there. Worcester, pretty even split between Bernie and Biden. Bernie winning by about 2 points. Biden did perform pretty well there, too. And then down by Plymouth and Cape Cod area, Joe Biden winning pretty much every county. New Bedford and Chilmark going to Bernie Sanders here and there, but most of them going for Joe Biden. It's a very, very impressive win for Joe Biden. Now the state of Maine, which actually just got called very, very recently as when I'm recording this. So the delegate map right now is tied between Biden and Sanders, and I'll show that in my map too. I'll reflect that data. But Joe Biden is declared the winner in Maine. He won by about 1.1%. This was another surprise. Another northeastern state. We expected to go to either Bernie or Warren. However, Joe Biden appears to be the winner in the state of Maine. How did it happen? Well, he won a lot of the suburban rural vote. In Maine, there aren't really too many big cities. Portland and South Portland, definitely one of the big ones, went to Bernie Sanders. Augusta, not that big, but Joe Biden actually did manage to win it. Bangor, Maine, which is definitely one of the bigger ones. If I can find it, here we go. Doesn't seem that big by population size, but it is relatively big compared to the rest of the rural towns. It does go to Bernie Sanders. Joe Biden gets enough support, especially going up along the New Hampshire border and the seacoast, up around the Atlantic Ocean border, and that is enough for Joe Biden to pull out a narrow victory in the state of Maine. The states of Virginia and North Carolina. Virginia, I'll admit, is one I got wrong, and my reasoning was, when I recorded the prediction video, it was about 2 days before the the polls came out. So every poll up until that point showed Bernie Sanders winning by about 5 to 10%. Then I recorded the video. The next day, Pete Buttigieg, Amy Klobuchar drop out. Then all of a sudden, Biden's up 15. So, I mean, trying to get the video out early kind of screwed me over there. But, you know, I did what I did. I did the best I could do. In retrospect, if I knew Klobuchar and Buttigieg would drop out, would I have given it to Biden? Absolutely. I probably should have given it to Biden anyway. I had some reservations about trusting the polls and giving it to Bernie on that one. And looking at the map of Virginia, clearly I might have been right about that. Especially Fairfax County, Loudoun County, Prince William County. The three most important counties, I'd say, in the state of Virginia, where all the population is. Virginia beat down south. Biden won there handily. Floyd County did go for Bernie Sanders. That's one small county. And in the rest of the state, where else? Harrisonburg. Sanders won there by about 8 points, but that's it really. Virginia's an impressive win. North Carolina, very impressive win. Similar vote total margins to Virginia. Bernie Sanders winning a few select rural counties, but that's about it. North Carolina went handily. Big surprise, the state of Minnesota going for Joe Biden. After Amy Klobuchar dropped out, she dropped out and she still got 5.6% of the vote. That says how much they like her up there. I thought for sure this was going to be a very, very close state. Maybe Bernie might pull out a win. Maybe Warren do very well here. But again, Biden, the comeback kid, the underdog, no one really saw coming to win the state. And Biden came out of nowhere and won it. And we're seeing this trend a lot on Super Tuesday. Biden coming out of nowhere and just winning the state. And yeah, he ran up the vote in St. Paul. He ran up the vote in Minneapolis. Ran up the vote in Rochester. And then only a few small rural counties split and went to Sanders or to Warren or to Klobuchar. Very good night for Joe Biden. Not really too much to say about that. I don't want to cover every single state because, we're going to be here forever if I'm doing that. But Alabama, Tennessee, Arkansas, they all go to Joe Biden. We pretty much always expected that to happen anyway. But yeah, it's still impressive though. State of Colorado, Bernie Sanders did win. What Bernie Sanders did in Colorado is what Joe Biden pretty much did in North Carolina. He knew he was going to do good here. He ran up his support. He won Denver and the Denver suburbs, which is very big. I don't know too much about the Democratic primary. I know a little bit about this, but I know in a general election, when it comes to Republicans winning in Colorado, the Denver suburbs are key. If you can't win the Denver suburbs, and you won't be able to run up the vote out here, then you're not going to win. You need to run up the vote if you're a Republican and win the Denver suburbs. And the socialist, Democrat, socialist, / communist / Marxist, whatever he's going by today, I don't know anymore. And yeah, Bernie Sanders does very well in the state of Colorado. He won there. State of Utah, Bernie Sanders does very well here, winning by about 20 or so points. He does very well in Salt Lake City and Provo, and a lot of the rural counties did well as well. So Fox News is called California for Bernie Sanders. CNN, which is the map I have up right now, is currently not called it yet. Nevertheless, Bernie Sanders is in the lead. Bernie Sanders, I expect to win. He's winning pretty much every single county. San Francisco, narrowly in the lead of Biden right now. Look at Los Angeles, big lead for Bernie Sanders. San Diego, relatively big lead for Bernie Sanders. Sacramento, same deal. San Jose, same deal. California is going to go for Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders will win a majority of the delegates in California. Very impressive win for Bernie. If anything, there's just silver lining for the night. It's California, without a doubt. So in the gist of it, that's pretty much what Super Tuesday was. Bernie Sanders won his home state of Vermont as well. We all saw that coming. Massachusetts seeing Elizabeth Warren lose. Massachusetts, her home state. Try not to be biased here, but that made me really happy. So I was happy to see that. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I have for this map. Now on to my map. So far, the updated delegate map is Biden is leading now at 509 delegates. Bernie Sanders at 449. And Pete Buttigieg, who dropped out, is 25. Elizabeth Warren, 37. Klobuchar dropped out. She has 7. Mike Bloomberg dropped out today. He is 19. Tulsi Gabbard has 1. She actually did come in second in American Samoa, where she was born, which I did not know. And that's where Bloomberg got one of his wins, was American Samoa as well. But yeah, also Maine. I just want to address this now. It's percentage-wise and delegate-wise, it's tied. Biden did win the state, but delegate-wise, it's tied. So what I'll probably do is, like New Hampshire, Biden won, so I'll just knock one off of Sanders. So that way, at least Maine is in the right column. I know Sanders will be off by 1 delegate, but it's 1 delegate, and Super Tuesday just ended. We have a bunch of states to go still. I'll add it back at the end once we have more final detail delegates and votes coming in. But for now, Joe Biden has retaken the lead not really taken, just taken the lead in the delegate race for the Democratic nomination. Bernie Sanders is starting, I would say, get a little cautious of how this is going to go. Certainly more worried of Joe Biden than he was a week or 2 ago. Bloomberg's out. Right now it's just Bernie and Biden pretty much. Unless Tulsi Gabbard somehow just comes out of nowhere or comes out of left field and just gets all the support in the world, I doubt it. It's Biden versus Sanders, and it's going to be an interesting race. We're going to see what happens. So thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. Tap the bell icon to always get notified whenever I post a video. And I will see you in the next one.